Welcome to Colorful Journeys of Success. Listen to and watch our fascinating guests as they share colorful stories of success and how they help inspire. Now, here's Claire, the color wheeling lady and our host.
Welcome to Colorful Journey of Success. And my name is Claire Mullen. I'm producer of this show. And it's all about success. And this is our second segment talking about how to prioritize. And with me today is my guest, my delightful guest. She's absolutely beautiful. She's smart, everything else. Linnea Hagen. Linnea, you're an author, you're an organizational, well, what are all these different things you are?
I'm an organizational development consultant. That's what my graduate work is in, and the work that I've been doing for many years. I'm a higher ground leadership coach, and I'm a dream coach to help people achieve their dreams. I'm also a speaker and an author.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and I know we're going to talk about your book later, but now, this time, okay, prioritize. In our last segment, our first segment, we talked more in general. And what I'd like to do is be a little bit more specific, because to prioritize, it is very important to be specific.
Yes.
And the program that I designed is the color wheeling program. That's why you see 6 colors up here. I organize things in 6 colors. And I organize my entire life in 6 colors. My program offers a way to create 6-month plans, and it works so well. And I had to simplify, I had to prioritize to develop a program that was very, very simple. The purpose of designing the program initially was to help myself recover from a brain injury, and it worked. I feel so good. I had to retrain my brain, and I want this to be helpful for so many people. My mission is to help other people. First of all, it was to recover myself and then help other people recover. So, and the first stage is to visualize and popcorn thinking, just let the ideas fly, absolutely fly. But then, the second stage is prioritize. So I came up with an acronym, the awards program. And it's very specific, where it has the 6 life areas, 6 colors, and you have to take those wonderful goals and dreams and ideas that you had and kind of like scrunch them into this little form. And if you can do that, you go through the process, and the awards is AWARDS, and it's the area of life, the worth, the achievement, which is the goal, the the rewards, because you get a reward. Think about a reward. Your dream team, who is going to be your helper, it's very good to delegate.
It's good to have that support.
Yes. Okay. So, and then also the first 6 steps on how to achieve it. So it's very specific. And it, by doing that, by actually being specific, it helps tremendously, because then there's 4 other steps in this whole process of becoming successful. But prioritize is very definitely number 2. And wow, what do you think about that?
I think you're right on track. The question I have is, you have these wonderful colors, and the 6 colors, and each color, as I understand it, is associated with a different area of your life. Right. What are those different areas?
Well, purple is to, is personal development, and that's to actually create a life plan to go through this process. And then red is all about health and image on the inside and the outside. Orange is close relationships with God and family. We all have very close relationships. And then yellow is more social, more associates and friends. But then, of course, green is the color of money, right?
Yep.
And then, of course, blue is our lab. I love blue, and I should be wearing blue because it's all about professional. Your professional career as a student, as an inventor, as a teacher, or whatever your profession is.
Yeah.
So at De Anza College, I made a wonderful video with the help of the students, and we actually went through the process. So I'm excited about this. I really, you know, I'm writing a book also. So, and we talked about prioritize. So many people don't really sit down and they don't really write as much as they should.
You know, that's a huge thing. I think you probably know I had my own live talk radio show called Abundance Leadership a few years ago, and I interviewed some of the top leadership authors in the country. And one was Jim Horan, who created the one-page business plan, and now the 90-day sales plan. And I use both those tools with clients. They're fantastic. And one reason that they're so powerful is that it forces that kind of quality thinking.
Yes.
And I asked him, I said, what is one thing that most business people don't do? And he said, they don't take time to do quality thinking. They don't just think and really sort things out and work on paper. And it is a lot of work. And I've taught this process to so many people because I do workshops and webinars on it. And I would guarantee you that probably 99% of the people who go, they can do something preliminary when they're working with me in the class. But when they get home, they don't flesh it out and they don't really work on it at that deep a level because we're so personally attached into our own business and our own life that oftentimes we don't have the perspective in order to maybe to see other possibilities or other ways of thinking about it. That's why it's so important to work with somebody like me or you, because we can pull some of that stuff out of them and help put it on paper.
Something that's really important, and what I learned going through the recovery process, was that I could think more clearly at certain times of the day or night.
Yes.
And when there's visual distractions, it's really hard for me to think. So I formed a way of writing in the dark. So like 4 o'clock in the morning, my brain is rested. 5 o'clock in the morning, my brain is rested and I'm fresh. And I have a pad right next to my bed. I put it on my lap, a clipboard, and I just write in the dark. And I've devised a way of doing that. But all the lights are out, it's dark. There's no visual distractions. That's when I can think. That's
absolutely.
So choosing a time where there's, people say, well, just go out and sit by the ocean or something, a peaceful place. But there's still visual distractions.
Right. And
that's what is really harmful, and I won't say harmful, but distracting.
Yeah, it really gets in our way. No, I think that's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And I really give you kudos for doing that and knowing that you need to do that.
Yeah. Well, I studied a lot about the brain, and our brains are just incredible. Amazing. We can train our brain. I never realized we had so much power. We really can change our life with our brains, but we have to learn more about how our brain works.
Exactly.
So it's good to say, oh, well, I'll do this and do that, whatever. But your brain is your system. You're functional. This is how you function. So if you can't think, you can't choose. You can't prioritize. So that's, I think that... So let's talk again with your thoughts.
Okay.
How do you apply this idea with the color and everything, listening to what I'm having to say? I'm going to let you talk now.
Oh. Okay. Well, when you're talking about your brain and our thoughts, one of the greatest things that we can do, and what gets in our way from prioritizing and getting our life in alignment with who we are and where we're really meant to go and where we want to go, is the words that we feed ourselves, and then what our brain hears.
Good idea. Yes, exactly.
So, for instance, I have a friend who had a daughter who was 20 years old, and she was fighting with everybody. And he said, I keep telling her, Melody, quit fighting. And I said, that's not giving her a healthy option. You know, there's different ways we can language that, saying, Melody, cultivate peace. That we can understand. Now, quit fighting is kind of, well, what do I do if I quit fighting?
Right.
But we can start using those words.
To a replacement.
Exactly. And it's our language. There's something called memes, MEMES. It's the memetics of our thoughts and our words. Yes. Our thoughts and our beliefs, and which are caused by our words. And sometimes it happens in fraction of a second, where there will be a word that comes into our brain and then we react through that.
Right.
And so if we can turn some of that around, then we can get unstuck and we can move forward, and we can actually start changing our priorities according to the language that we use.
And our brain and our hand, if we literally write with our eyes closed.
It's an amazing process.
Yes.
In fact, there's a process, I told you I work with clients on purpose, and there's a lot of different ways to get down to discovering your purpose and defining it.
Right.
And my mentor, Dr. Lance Secretan of the Secretan Institute, has one that is short, but it takes a lot of work. But there's another process where you actually sit and you meditate, and then you ask a question, and you just let it flow through you. And to do that in the dark, I think, would be amazing. And that way you're not overthinking. You're just kind of, and you're not being distracted by sights and sounds and that type of thing.
Right.
That's pretty amazing that you came up with that.
Well, I think another wonderful tool that I have is an iPhone. And I can just speak into as I'm thinking of things. And whether it's at night, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes when I'm driving, if I have to give a speech or presentation, if I just speak into it, like when I'm writing for this class that I'm taking in screenwriting, if I speak and record and then listen to it, it works wonders. And all the different research that I did on all the different sites on prioritize, it was very important that you get involved with your handwriting, your listening. There's so different senses that is very, very important.
Right.
And write it, put it down, look at it the next day.
Exactly. And then see how it fits in with what you've envisioned for yourself, and also with your values.
Yes.
And then what I say and what I talk to you about, I'm going to show my book. In the book,
well, we better do it right away because we're running out of time.
Forced prioritization, where you have all these things you want to achieve, and you force yourself to say, okay, I absolutely have to choose one now, and what's going to be the second thing, and do a forced prioritization. So, can I show them my book?
Yes.
Okay. The name of my book is Stuckness: 140 Insights and Tips.
Okay. To
get unstuck, get going, and get what you want. And if somebody wants to send me an email or go on my website,
well, they can get
abundancecoaching.net.
Okay.
They can order it through there, and there'll be links there for free.
Good. Sounds good.
Nothing like free.
Yes. If you have an idea, please let me know. Love to talk to you. Claire Mullen, Colorful Journey of Success. Well, another one. Okay. Well, let's choose another one. Let's see. Prioritize and then visualize. Well, you've got a lot of keywords here. We could just do a whole show. Do a whole show between your keywords and my keywords and Warren Buffett's keywords. Really, you go online and look up one word, prioritize or whatever.
Amazing.
All sorts of information.
There's a lot of material out there.